Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Fibble puzzle. This is Wordle, but there's a liar in every row, so maybe that N should be lying. But if it's not grey, should it be yellow or green instead? Who knows? Or maybe the O, B, L or E is lying instead. The only way to find out is to play. It's auto-populated for first guess, and usually I like to make use of the letters that it gives me in the first guess. Today, I think to start with, I'm going to assume that the B is the liar, because it's quite an uncommon letter. It's more likely that we've only got one letter correct than that we've got two or three. So let's get rid of that. Let's try groan. We'll keep the O. Oh, that's not really helped us a whole lot. I don't know if the O is lying because it should still be yellow, or if it's not lying, I don't know whether the G, R or A should be in the word. I really shouldn't have tried for N, that was a bit careless, because I was already assuming that the B was the liar on the first row, which means that it couldn't have been an N. Anyway, I can shout at myself later. Let's just try shout and see if the O changes colour. And it hasn't, okay. So again, I'm going to assume that the U is the liar. Let's assume that we haven't got any other letters from that row. That does mean that the G, R or A has to be correct. Let's assume the R, because it's probably the most likely letter. Let's try crowd, because at least that is a plausible answer, because it's consistent with my assumptions so far. Right. What does that tell us? I don't know is the answer. I mean, it's still very unlikely that the W is correct. But if the R is the liar up here, then it also has to be the liar here. So I don't know what that word would be, which means that probably the R is not the liar. Probably the W is the liar, because it's not that common as a letter. But that means that one of these other letters is lying. We've got either the G or the A. What do I think is more likely? And more to the point, we're really running out of good letters. We've ruled out the R, S and T, potentially. But I'm really not confident about any of my other assumptions. What to do? What to do? Let's... I don't... If the G is the liar, what does that tell us? We have to fill in a word that's really not got very common letters in. What's going to come before the O? That's the question. It's going to have to be probably a consonant-consonant pattern, but none of these consonants really go that well together. Could be a duplicated O, but only if there's also a B in the word, because maybe this O should be lying because it should be green. I mean, that's possible, but it feels so unlikely. And we still wouldn't know which of these letters is lying. If the A is lying, then I suppose that could be the first letter, because at least then we wouldn't have to have a consonant-consonant sequence. But A blank, O blank blank, I still don't know what the rest of the word would be. So that really doesn't look that promising either. So then I turn back to my other assumptions. Could either of them be wrong? The answer is definitely yes. If the U is not the liar, then we've got a U, and we've also got an S, an H, or a T. I don't know which of those is most likely. The U would probably be second, though. I don't know if that helps us at all. Ah, yes. Maybe the T and the A are lying. Maybe the word is quota. Oh gosh, what does that tell us? Everything's changed colour. Okay, so the U is grey. Grey here, yellow here. So the U is definitely lying on one or both of those rows. The A is lying on one or both of those rows. But surely the Q is the liar here. In fact, the Q has to be the liar, because if the Q is not lying, then there's a Q in this word, which is just not going to fit. So what I've learned is actually going for a Q is quite a good tactic sometimes. Anyway, so that means the Q is definitely lying. So that means the T is definitely not lying. The U is lying here, because it has to be grey. The A is lying here, because it has to be yellow. So I still don't actually know what's lying on the first row. It actually could be the B after all that. Or rather, it could be something that's not the B. That's what I meant. What do I mean? We've got to use the O and the A. I've been assuming the B is lying, but if the B is lying, then I've really got bad letters left to use. So if the B is not lying, then I have to use the L or the E. Oh, I could just use the E, couldn't I? It could be above. There we go. My original assumptions are always that we've got less information rather than more. I assumed the B was lying because I thought it's much more likely that we've only randomly been given one correct letter than two. And it turned out we were given 3 correct letters. We had the O, B and E correct. I just didn't realise. So quite a tricky one there. I made one bad assumption at the start and I really struggled after that. Having said that, very happy to get it in 5. I've definitely had worse performances. Let me know if you did better. Let me know if you did worse. That's the Fibble puzzle. Not a very quick one today, so thank you if you stuck with me, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you for watching and bye for now.